Hi Brandon, this is a quick video to show you how you might continue what you already did, which is very amazing. It's a great job there, getting that one piece there. So I'm using the speaker from the laptop, and like I said, this is a quick video, unedited. And what I did was I created another reference plane that was level with the top, and another one that's vertical that would be like the midpoint or the center axis of the mirror. And then I drew a line along the bottom reference plane. So you have to highlight the level 1 and then draw that line so that you can use the mirror and pick that axis. Select your objects, use the mirror, pick axis, pick that axis, and it will mirror to the other side. And now I'm highlighting that other reference plane that I made in line with the top of your left tower, and using the viewer to draw an ellipse here from the center out. And it's not perfect. I'm thinking it might have to be maybe a little bit smaller or bigger. You'll see the end result, and you can decide for yourself. I was able to get this reference plane, the first one, by changing the dimension on the outside of your model. If you look back at the beginning of the video, you'll see that I selected the top face of what you did and changed the dimension so that I could get the reference plane exactly the same height. And now I'm creating more reference planes above that base reference plane. I made a few too many, but that's a part of kind of experimenting, and my something I support is the concept of trying it, do something. So I have several of these, and I end up highlighting here the reference plane that's above the top one, and using the viewer to draw the next ellipse, which is just slightly in from that one. In this case, I'm going to the next reference plane and drawing an ellipse that's a little bit smaller, and then working my way up. What you did was a great job there, getting that one piece on the left side with those different profiles. Well, it's called Blend in this software, but it's called Lofting and other things in AutoCAD and Rhino and different programs. They're all basically the same. So I made too many of these going too far up into a point. So after discovering that it was a shape that I didn't need, I took some of the reference plane ellipses out. I still needed to bring that top part down a little bit, so I thought about editing the ellipse on the top and making it smaller, but then I noticed it was a little too high, so I ended up highlighting the top face and just bringing it down a little bit further to kind of round it out so it didn't curve up. So just a little bit of experimenting here. I brought the top part down a little so that it curved up, and maybe you can get it a little bit smoother between the two. I think once we get the faces on here, it will blend together a little bit better. So at this point, you can load it into the project. And I tried a combination of different things, using walls with sweeps and even cutting the material to create these stripes, and looking at all the different materials. But what I ended up with, maybe you might discover something else, is creating a customized mullion. And inside that mullion, I made it more rectangular so that it was going to kind of look like a piece of material. And I loaded back into the project, and then I only did the horizontal grid lines of a curtain system that I created. Duplicate, make sure you duplicate everything. I started by thinking that I could create a window glazing that was like 50 feet by 5 feet, but it just made the curve straight, so I had to go back to a dimension that was workable. I think it was a 5 by 20 or something like that. So then there's a difference there in how the graphics look. When you're in realistic, I brought in some blue colors or the shading. So it's up to you and how far you take this because of time constraints, but I'm thinking you should at least be able to create the model, load it into the project, and start to put the curtain grid on here. What I used was, let's see here, I think it was a 5 by 20. I saved it, I duplicated it as a 5 by 100, but then I ended up changing here the spacing 20 for the grid 1 and 5 feet for the grid 2. Make sure you duplicate it before you start changing the original. And then I showed you the mullion that I created, but we won't even need to do that many on the left side that I did. We could just do a few here for that white type of horizontal spandrel piece of material there. And then if you use the shaded graphic display and go to graphic display options, you can change the background in here to maybe a black ground and a blue horizon color. That's your choice too. This is for your portfolio. So you might even decide to use your tab key to tab and select one of the panels. And if you do that, then you'll be able to change the glass or the system, panel glazing to a different material for the glass and change its transparency. Just have fun and do the best you can on this one. I know you have other classes that you're working with too, so keep in touch if you need any more help or have any questions.